What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. Uh, Holidays are almost upon us, but I've got something special to do here. I've got two hot sauces to try out, at least on this video. Admittedly, one of them I've already cracked open because I tried it on my lunch today. And they are Sauce Bay's Skinny Habanero Hot Sauce and Queen Majesty's Scotch Bonnet and Ginger Hot Sauce. Now, the sauce spray I cracked open because I put it on some food, but I have not tried it by itself. Ingredients here on this one, we're going to get into that. Pineapple, water, vinegar, habanero, onion, garlic, jalapeno, turmeric, which is one of the big selling points on this, salt, cumin, black pepper, and ginger. So, like I said, I've tried it in something and it was pretty tasty, but I have not tried it by itself. So this is going to be a first on the videotape. Now the sauce, it's a little thick, a little bit of thickness to it. As you can see, got on there. Get the smell of the pineapple right away and the turmeric and stuff like that. But here it goes. Oh, that's sweeter than I expected. Got nice little sweetness with the pineapple. The turmeric comes right in there with that. So that's pretty good. Uh Nice little kick from the jalapeno and the habanero burns there. It's not super hot. It's got a nice little mildish medium kick. The pineapple and the turmeric come through. I like that sauce. That's pretty tasty. Next up is the Scotch bonnet and ginger. Now, Queen Majesty, as I've said in previous videos, is one of my favorite hot sauces companies right now. They put out stuff they don't really miss with their hot sauces, and they're pretty damn tasty too. Theirs usually a little bit hotter, so I started with the sauce bay first on this one. It's a little bit looser of a sauce, but in the bottle you can clearly see like the ingredients of doom here. You've got the white vinegar, bell peppers, scotch bonnets, habanero, sweet onion, lemon juice, ginger root, extra virgin olive oil, salt, and spices. I love an olive oil based sauce. I seem to be like a creamier, going to go down a little bit creamier as far as the taste goes. Um, Now, this one it says it's pretty hot. It says it's hot on the bottle, but we'll see. Scotch bonnets usually give me some trouble, but we shall see. As you can see, it's on the spoon here. On the spoon. It's a little bit looser than the other one, but here it goes. Ooh, ginger comes in right away on that. Ginger comes in. It's got that Scotch bonnet burn. I like that. Ooh, something's coming up on the back of that. What is that? The habanero burns on there too. Sweating a little bit. That's again it's spicier than the sauce bay, but not overly spicy. It's not like that black coffee that cocoa ghost one I had last time I did a video that had me hiccup before I even tried it. It's not as hot as that. The sauce bay, I'll put it on a scale of 10. I'll put it at 3. This, I'll put it at 4.5. Good flavor. Nice spice. So, I was going to do like a end of year thing here, but I want to give a special shout out. I want to give a shout out to my boys of the Bayou Geeks. They had me on a couple weeks ago on their show where we ran down our top five cartoon TV shows or movies of all time, and it was so much fun hanging out with them. Fatty, Dirk, Maximus, G. It's always fun to hang out with you guys. I am always honored that you guys have me on your show. I'm humbled that that I was even asked to come on again. So I much love to you guys. Whatnot. I also want to give a shout out to my guys over at Break the Apocalypse. Um, John, B, Show, and Shaw. Much love to you guys. I want to shout out Wrestling Soup, Mish, Joey Numbers, Kevin Castle, and occasionally John Draper whenever he's available to jump on. Much love to you guys. Obviously, Don Tony, you know, one of the OGs of this whole deal. Um, Now into the topics I want to talk about because I've got a couple of them. Let me get the one that's going to cause the most controversy out of the way first, and that's the whole Jonathan Majors thing. Um, so he was found guilty of misdemeanor. What was it? Misdemeanor assault and harassment yesterday. Within minutes, Marvel fired him as Kang. He had already been dropped by his agency and stuff like that. I'm confused to how he was found guilty in a situation where he was literally running from this girl like Usain Bolt on a track. Not saying he hadn't done shitty stuff in the past, which that all came out in court. So, he did it to himself. But in the case that we're talking about that got him in the fucking trouble in the first place, he was defending himself and running from this girl. Period. It's on video. He was like, he pushed her back and they were in an Uber. They got into whatever his phone. He took his phone back, ran from her, and that's how all that shit went. Obviously, like the big thing that we're talking about is like, well, what are you gonna do with Kang? Who gives a fuck what they do with Kang? Kang is not like a character that anybody really gave a shit about. I know who Kang is, but they could they could lean into Doom. Doctor Doom at this point. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, as much as I would love to see them scrap the Kang thing and do Doom, I don't want to see Doom get hot shotted. I want him built up as that big bad that Doom is. For Doctor Doom, he's a villain that deserves a proper build up. So I would say skip all this multiverse shit. Forget about the multiverse stuff. Bring in the Fantastic Four and bring in the X-Men. Fast track the X-Men, get that going, and let's get the X-Men done right. Just fast track it. Get Magneto out there. Get Mr. Sinister out there. Get Apocalypse out there. Get the Sentinels on board. Get, Senator Kelly, Boulevard Trask, all that stuff. Use the Fantastic Four. Bring in Galactus. Bring in Silver Surfer. Bring in Doctor Doom. But build them up into all their glory. Scrap what you had planned with the multiverse and go into the mutant saga. Bring in Annihilus in the negative zone. Bring in the Annihilation Wave. Introduce Nova. Like, let's go. Like, do some other shit. That's what I would do. But if you must recast Kang to keep the track that you're going, Get someone like Damson Idris. I would have said John Boyega, but John Boyega does not appear to want to do it. So he's not. I would love it if he did it because it would be redemption for him from the whole Star Wars thing. I would love to see him get it, but I don't think he basically said nah, I'm good. When asked about it yesterday on Twitter, so I don't think he's gonna do it. Next topic, and this is one a little bit more what people are used to hearing me talk about. Um, well, actually, as far as like um Jonathan Majors, this is the best example of grand opening, grand closing that I've ever fucking seen in my life. Because he just broke out. Like that role on Loki and Lovecraft Country put him in the spotlight. Creed built him up. His turn as Kang in Ant-Man Quantumania was the only good thing about that movie. Straight up. And I like Paul Rudd as Ant-Man and all that, but that movie stunk except for uh, Jonathan Majors as Kang. Straight up. He was the only good thing about that. His turn as Victor Timely in Loki season 2 was amazing. Like he's a good actor, but he fumbled the fucking bag. This is a bigger bag fumble than Gina Carano. Because unlike her, this dude was getting buzz. His next movie, Magazine Dreams, was supposed to be Oscar worthy. And now that may not even come out. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude's fucked. Like if he gets a role as the bad husband in a Tyler Perry movie going forward, he might be lucky to even get that shit. That's how bad this is. Like his agency dropped him. His management dropped him. Disney dropped him. Like he's fucked. So, and it's unfortunate because the guy is clearly he was a good fucking actor. You know, you don't get the praise he was getting as an actor if you're not really the goods. And from everything I've seen him in, he was the goods. So, but when you fuck up, this can happen. And he fucked up. On to the next topic. Tony Khan and Disco Inferno. I know what you're thinking. Who the fuck is Disco Inferno? And to that I say, go back and watch old WCW from 96 and before. I would suggest Tony Khan do the same fucking thing. And all you young kids out there who like shitting on this man because, his gimmick was stupid, y'all need to educate yourselves and go look at what the fuck he did. Was he a world champion? No. He held the TV title a couple of times in WCW. He was a part of a comedy tag team with the Dancing Fools with Alex Wright and a very young Magnum Tokyo during his sojourn over to America from Dragon Gate or Toriamon or whatever it was called. But he was one of those guys. You couldn't have a career during the Monday Night Wars if you didn't get a reaction, whether it was good or bad. You don't have a 4-year career on television getting to do angles where you're part of the Filthy Animals and the NWO, where you do a rap that is still looked at to this day as one of the funniest things ever, where he rapped Conan's theme song in WCW. Like, Disco Inferno was not some irrelevant parasite, as Tony Khan called him. Disco Inferno was one of the more entertaining guys in the fucking business at that time. And again, to be able to parlay what he was able to do into a multiple year career in WCW, where he was on TV during the hottest period in the business, consistently. The guy knows some shit about shit. He wasn't just some hanger on. He never really had a bad match. He did his job properly. He wasn't a star guy. He wasn't a superstar. But he made his opponents look good. He did his job well, which is more than I can say for a lot of these fucking wrestlers nowadays. You know what Disco Inferno is? Disco Inferno is, to back then, what Orange Cassidy and Danhausen are right now. Guys who were over because of their gimmicks, who aren't really star guys, but they're good at what they do. Do I like Orange Cassidy? Not really. I think he's gotten pushed way too fucking hard. But Danhausen, I love Danhausen. His gimmick is fucking entertaining. He's entertaining. Danhausen and what he does today is similar to what Disco Inferno did. Is Danhausen going to be a household name? Probably not. Is he ever going to be a world champion? Probably not. But what he is a guy that's good at what he does. He gets people over. He gets people invested in him. Disco Inferno did that back then, and he does that now. So for Tony Khan, who has recently been taking a lot of L's for the stupid shit he's been saying online, guess what, buddy? This is another one. Because you just proved, and here's another thing. Disco Inferno busted his ass to make it in the wrestling business. What the fuck have you ever done, Tony? You bought your way in. And yeah, so did Ted Turner. The difference is Ted Turner hired people who knew the fucking business and let them run the show while he just wrote the fucking checks. You have taken responsibility for everything. You booked the shows. You're in creative. You're doing shit that you're not qualified to do. That's why your company's so fucking bad right now. It's not because the product is entirely terrible. It's because you're not good at your job. And when someone who has experience, who says, yeah, dude, you need to kind of reset things, your response is to say that they are irrelevant and they're a parasite on the business? Who the fuck are you to challenge or say anything about Disco Inferno? And the fact that more wrestlers didn't stick up for him speaks more to how shitty people are in the business. Because Disco Inferno, whether you like his opinions or not, he always shoots straight and doesn't shy away from potentially pissing people off with what he says. And what he said was right in this case. So for anyone that takes shots at Disco, it's weak at this point. Y'all don't know shit about shit. See, I grew up in Monday Night Wars. I saw this guy work. I saw him get reactions from the crowd. Either they were booing him, or they were laughing with him, or laughing at him. He got a reaction from the crowd. There are wrestlers today who would kill to get the reactions Disco got. And He's also a trainer now and works with younger talent and works with them on how to do what he did. So he's passing on his knowledge. So clearly he knows something about something because he's been successful at it. And another thing, Tony, if you're gonna attack other companies and attack other companies, such as calling like Hunter and Shawn Michaels bald assholes on your fucking Twitter, leading up to a war that you claim you're in with them, and then lose your mind after you lose that war that you claim you're in, you don't get to cry victim. You're just a guy who dishes it out but can't take it when it's thrown back your way. Because you are a Nepo baby. You're a guy whose dad spoon fed him everything. You've never had to work for shit in your life. And you can't handle constructive criticism. It's not anyone else's fault. They're not attacking you, you whiny little bitch. They're calling out legitimate problems your company has, and they're saying you need to wake the fuck up before it dies. Because let me tell you something. If WWE gets on to Warner Brothers Discovery and they get on TBS or TNT, they're going to drop AEW like a hot potato, son. And you couldn't barely get a deal for them. You barely got a deal with them. Who do you think is going to pick you up when your ratings are declining? And they see the attendance is dropping. Yeah, you did good at All In Wembley. What the fuck have you done since? Not a goddamn thing. Oh, wait. You did one thing. You fired your biggest fucking star, your biggest fucking draw. That's what you did. You dumbass. So, when your company fails, because I'm beyond if at this point. Because if people don't want to see the problems with AEW, it's not my fault because I see it. It's your fault at this point. I don't give a fuck whether you don't like what I'm saying or not. It doesn't change the fact that the situation is what it is. AEW is in trouble. Big fucking trouble. And if they don't right their ship, it is going to fucking sink. Cody Rhodes leaving was the first sign. Jade Cargill leaving was the third. The second one was Tony being dumb enough to fire CM Punk. You don't have to believe me. It's all right there. And for anybody saying, oh, AEW was this happy fucking place before Punk got there, let me remind you of the drama with Big Swole. That happened before CM Punk got there. The drama with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, that was going on before Punk got there. The stuff with Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara and Andrade. All that happened. The drama with Ortiz and Santana. That CM Punk had nothing to do with those situations, and they all happened. That's not CM Punk's fault. The stuff with Lufisto. The stuff with Jonathan Gresham. That's not CM Punk. Y'all made that guy out to be the fucking villain and want to blame him for everything. He's been gone for months. He's already got another fucking job. And you're still crying about Punk. All these dirt sheets and all these fucking fans of AEW blaming Punk for everything. He's not there anymore. So whose fault is it really? I'll tell you whose fault it is. It's Tony motherfucking Khan's fault. Because as I've said multiple times, he's not a real boss. A real boss wouldn't go out and say what he said about Disco Inferno. A real boss wouldn't get out there crying about being attacked when you're firing shots at other people and crying when they fire back. A real boss wouldn't allow his biggest star to leave. A real boss would have listened to someone like a Cody Rhodes before he walked out the door. A real boss would have done whatever it took to keep Jade Cargill there. So as a boss, he's a joke. He always has been. And he always will be. He's not a boss because he's too busy trying to be everybody's friend instead of running a fucking business. And anyone that tried to tell him that walked out the fucking door, one way or another. That's on him. Straight up. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. I'm going to go take care of some stuff, feed my girls, and that's pretty much all I've got. I'm probably not going to do another video anytime this week because it's Christmas on Monday and I got other shit to do. As we all do, getting ready for the holidays. Happy holidays to everybody out there. May they be safe. May you be safe. May you be merry. Enjoy your time with your family and your loved ones. Because that's what's more important than anything else. Call your friends, call your family if you don't. You know, just enjoy the holidays as best you can and be safe. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.